Kubota SVL75, put a backup camera on it, and I just thought anyone who wanted to put one on might want to see how we did the wires. Camera off of Amazon, I'll link in the description. Drilled the bottom bracket for the wire to go through in the grommet. It's 2 self-tapping screws. It's going to come under. I'm going to zip tie it to this harness. Follow here, back side of the air cleaner. Back here to this side of the air cleaner. And then we'll come around. I'm going to zip tie to the pilot control lines that run down through here. And then up on this wiring harness, up to the cab. And then if I zoom out here, on the bottom of the cab, right where the pilot lines go in, there's a rubber grommet here that was unused. I ran my wire through that rubber grommet, ran me a wire snake. Up here to the top, I took my AC console off and the front off of the accessory power here for like your cigarette plug. That's where we're going to tap into our power for the backup camera. And I snaked a line down through here where that plug is, and that's where my feed for the camera is going to be. The connector for your 12-volt switch, like cigarette lighter adapter. There's a couple little pins right in these 2 little holes where I can pull these terminals out, and then I'm going to solder my my hot and my neutral, or my hot and my ground, into this connector. This is just for reference, which wire goes to which plug. I've soldered both connectors in, and now I'm going to put the factory plug back in it. So I've got the camera in, the wire's routed, follows along here, goes behind the air cleaner, follows the pilot controls around to the left-hand joystick. So it comes around here, follows here, comes up, goes into this plug here. I snake the wire up here to your 12-volt power plug, and it's soldered in the back of that. So to recap, we put our camera and zip tied it all along this backup wiring harness. I've got the bundle that came with a 50-foot wire. I've got it here so I can lift it up, get it out of the way of the air cleaner when I need to check it. It runs behind the air cleaner. Back here, runs along the pilot lines, up the wiring harness. The wiring harness around here, goes in the unused plug right here on the cab, goes up through the frame, ties in to my power plug here. Then the wire gets run behind the seat, comes around, and we're building a bracket that's going to go right above that armrest right there. I've welded up a bracket out of 16 gauge steel. The bracket is 16 inches by 1.5, and that will bolt to the window frame support. This bottom part that the camera is going to be on is 8 inches by 2.5 inches. And then we'll get our bolt spacing here and drill out for the window bolts, and then paint that, and then that should be about good to go. Here's the bracket installed. And let me see if I can cut a light on. I am going to mount my camera bracket right there, or screen bracket, and it's going to go right here. There's my painted bracket installed. I just measured between the 2 window frame bolts here. I think it was almost exactly like 15 1/4 inches. And they're just a little bit bigger than 1/4 inch. I think they're 1/4 inch bolts, so I put the holes just a little bigger. I've got that bracket painted. I've hidden my wire underneath this console, which is 3 bolts, one here, here, and back here on the back side, and that pops out, and I ran my wire under there. And now all I've got to do is mount my mounting bracket for the camera right here. I'll get that bolted in here in just a second and get my camera in and show you how it looks. The backup camera installation is complete. You've got the camera sitting here on the back. Wire run through the cab, which I showed you. Coming around here to the front, there's my monitor. And if I cut the key on, you've got a camera that shows behind you. Just wanted to show you a video of it in action. Works well enough for my purposes. I like it.